to the live stream. My good name is Womboy. Oh my god. I don't know what's that. Oh my god. Lord. I have been undoing my hair. Eh, I was not trying to look good for you all. Welcome to the live stream. When you join in, let me know how you're doing. Where are you watching me from? My good name is Womboy. Today I didn't stream on my usual time, 3 p.m., but here we are. Wow. I just finished undoing my hair. And I didn't check myself before I started streaming. I know people who are watching back are like, what? Wow, you guys are sleeping? You're not going to show up today? Or am I live? Am I not live? I think it's not perfect, but it's okay. You know, some of you watch and then you're like, oh my god, your hair is so exotic. Hey guys, welcome to the live stream. My good name is Omboy. Thank you so much for being here. When you tune in, let me know where you're watching me from. How are you doing? Um, yes. So let's start by saying where we are watching from. What's the time where you are at? My good name is Omboy. Thank you so much for being here. Oh my god, like I almost forgot how to stream today because um, VP, I'm from Earth. Okay, welcome here. How are you doing? Wow. And I have I'm you're wrong. You're wrong. Wow. Guys, like the live stream, like the live stream. I just finished undoing my hair. If you see that my hair is not clean, please do not mind me. How is my connection? Wow, I don't know. Welcome to the live stream. How are you guys doing? Ta-da. Okay, you know what? I was warming some food and I'm not gonna stop warming my food. Okay, so let me get the food and then we will continue from there. Okay. Sorry guys for what is it called? Divided attention. Mark says, VP, I'm from Earth. Earth. I'm round. Okay. Welcome to the live stream, guys. My good name is Wamboy. Thank you so much for being here. Yet another day streaming for as long as possible. Yeah. I don't know how's the quality of the live stream. Let me check. I don't know how's. You guys can barely see me. The quality of the live stream. Okay. I'm trying to make sure. Ooh, it's way better. I'm trying to make sure. Ooh, it's way better. Okay. Peter Kimani says hi. Hi, Peter. Good to see you. I think I'll see how long that lasts. You know what? I kind of have to change my internet provider tomorrow, because otherwise these live streams are just becoming a pain in the butt. So Daniel Mwangi says hi. You look beautiful, girl. Wow. Okay, thank you. Mark says, have you put finger in plug socket? Finger? Why would I do that? No, I have not. Is this something that I should look, or is this something that I should do? Okay. Yesterday we were talking about something. Yeah, but your hair. Oh, my hair. Have you put finger in plug socket? Finger in plug socket. Your my hair. How about my hair? How old are you? 24. Oh, how old do I look? How old do I look? Yesterday I think I had to end the live stream before we finished. I'm 800. You are 800? Wow. Okay, somebody was asking me that how old are you? So old do you think I am? Um, so yesterday we were having a topic and then I cut it short so that we can continue. I look for. You look nice. I look nice, thank you. Um, 4.5. 4.5. What? How about the half? Okay, yesterday we were having a thought, and I asked people to tell me their thoughts about circumcision, and then I promised that today we would continue with that and maybe some others. So let me know if you're here. What are your thoughts about circumcision? Age is just a dingo dango. Okay. The other day we were having a conversation here, and people said that age is not just a number. My thought painful. Your thought painful. Okay. Um. So. Oh, your thought about circumcision painful. Okay. Um. How about a deeper thought? How about a deeper thought? Okay, and here I am. So this is how what we call chapati. Chapatis look like this. For those of you who have never eaten chapatis, it's like tortillas. For those of you who eat tortillas, so this is a Kenyan dish, chapati, and then cabbage and avocado. So that's my dinner for today. You said unnecessary. Wow, unnecessary. Why? But you know what? Let me give you guys context about how this topic came up. We were talking about African cultures and the way African cultures are beautiful, but because of the need that Africans have, or we as Africans have, to like to be more or to assimilate to the Western culture. So things that we usually do that are part of our culture. I'd rather talk about why water is wet. Okay, but you realize this was our whole discussion, and I wanted to end the live stream and everybody was saying, okay, we want to talk about this. So I just wanted to make sure that like people know that I didn't forget about this topic. So the topic is gonna stay pinned there. People who have opinions will contribute to that, okay? But basically, I think where it came from is whereby I was saying that we are being told that African culture is primitive and behind. So it's more of like we're being forced to like assimilate to other cultures, and it's okay. But I just feel like as far as we are also adapting people's cultures, we are also ours needs to be embraced, right? So that was the basis of the question. Let's see. There's only 2 people here, and I'm object to conversation about knobs. Okay, no, people are going to join in eventually. I just started streaming like how many minutes now? Okay. Wow. Let me first eat dinner because I think I think I'm hungry. Okay, at least 4. At least 4 minutes. Okay, yeah. So I just started streaming, guys. When you join in, let me know where you're watching me from. My good name is Wamboy. Also, like I'm also struggling with like time zone. When do I stream? Like 3 p.m. Yes. Right now, yes. I don't know. Now I don't know. Whatever you wish. Whenever I wish. Yeah, let me. You know what? What is the time where you are at? It's what is the time here? 10:16, and I just started streaming. Oh my god. 10:16, and we are just getting started. Whenever I wish, that's when I should stream. What's for dinner? Chapati. This is like tortilla shells, and then cabbage, avocado, and I have a piece of pineapple. Yeah, I was going to cook ugali, not zebra. Why would you? I have never seen anyone who eats zebra. Georges, hi. Good to see you. Where are your brothers? At home. Guys, like the live stream so that we can get started on the topics if we will have any. Like the live stream, guys, and subscribe. Also, let me know where you're watching me from. My brothers are at home. I'm going to show you guys my home very soon. When I travel, I'm going to live stream at home. So guys, like the live stream and subscribe. Critique Shama says, what are you doing? What am I doing? I am live streaming. The story song says, I like your hair like that. Look good on you. Okay. You guys also said the other one that I had looked nice. Okay. Thank you. The story song says, I like your hair like that. Look good on you. Look good on me. Okay. Seems like you guys like natural hair. You know, I have always like had people have the impression that black people's hair is not that interesting. Judges says, I see your back. Oh, I did. Okay, Mark says I did like 4 minutes ago. I know. Thank you, Mark. Thank you. And thank you everybody for liking. Like the live stream, guys. And also you can ask the question. Judges says, I see you're back from the beach and the forest. You showed us where men and women meet. Oh, you also watched that? Yeah. That is the hookup place in my village. Hookup point in my village. A real time intel says, please do a travel vlog in China. I wish it was that easy because I would definitely hop on that plane right now. Steven Karaoke says, Niaje Mrembo. I am good. How are you doing? Sit Dag says, hello. Hello, good to see you. How are you doing? How are you guys doing? Guys, keep liking the live stream. Yeah, you know, let's just keep the conversation casual for a while. Also, you can answer the question that's on this that's pinned down there. This is a conversation that we were having on yesterday's live stream, so check on that live stream if you want to catch up on the conversation. If someone funds it, will you go and record a vlog? It depends, because who? Like, yeah, like, no, okay, maybe, but it depends. People don't just offer stuff. Yeah. Also, like, before I even travel, my friend, I need to get myself like a camera and all of that. I don't think it's just that pick up and go. Mark Shark says, check world clock for time. Oh, maybe I need to get myself a world clock, right? Okay, just I always watch. Big Brother is watching, okay? Why does it matter who funds it? No, it matters because if who, you know, it does matter because you gotta wonder why is somebody funding it, and you can only imagine a trip to travel someplace. It's not that easy. Like, we are not talking about 2 shillings. We are talking about yeah. So Sid Duchess, I love you. Okay, I think you like me. Mark says it's already on your phone. Oh, world clock is already on my phone, but I'm using my phone to stream. And in any case, if I check on the time, when I check on the time, the thing disappears. Oh, CJ, my good friend. How are you? Hey, homeboy. Hey, you, CJ. It's been a minute. How are you doing? You use, okay, I need to get my laptop because I think you guys are starting to type in other languages. I think 2, you use lipstick. No, I didn't. I use lipstick, but I don't think I used lipstick, right? CJ, oh, Lucy Dojali says, hello, my friend. Hello, good to see you. How are you doing? CJ says, well, I love, I think you meant you love my hair. It looks so beautiful on you. Thank you. CJ says, I'm great. How are you? I'm good. I think I have been maybe streaming when you are working or something. Like, I have not seen you on the live stream for a while. I think I saw you yesterday, but it was quick. Mark says, imagine streaming and then worrying about who is watching. Has anyone out there got an IQ? higher than a Banaco. Streaming and then worrying who is watching. I don't worry who is watching, to be really honest, because whoever watches, right? But okay, I like to know people are coming back, which means there's something that I'm doing right. But maybe, okay, I also, the whole thing about me saying, let me know where you're watching me from, is about, because personally, I'm fascinated that you guys are watching me from all over. So that's what it's about. It sounds like you're hesitating to go abroad. It sounds like I'm hesitating to go. I know I'm not. I am not. It's only that, like, I have to be careful. Yeah. I am a type of person, when I go on a date, I have to have that amount of money. Anything, me personally, I'll go to a high-end restaurant and I'll just pick something that I know I can afford. You can even say, okay, pick anything from the menu. I'll just stick to what I can. So I'm that type of a person. So yeah. Promise Murimi says hi. Hi, Promise Murimi. How are you doing? Mark says, I've subscribed. I've no choice. You have not. You do have a choice. You do have a choice. Believe in yourself like you believe tomorrow will come. Oh, that's a nice one. It's not a date if you're going alone. Yes, and it's like you're going alone, but still at the same time, you gotta wonder if somebody pays for a trip like that, like, no, what are they getting in return? You have to wonder. Okay, you have to wonder. Okay, yesterday we had a conversation that people were very much interested in. I pretty much know that, like, when I stream, wow. Georgia says, you complained the other day that you don't get paid in your stream. Now you're saying you need money to show. Why bother if you're not getting anything? Do you think you're wasting time? No, I'm not wasting. I don't think I'm wasting time. First of all, I was not complaining. I think somebody was asking if I make any money from out of this. I said no. Okay, so I don't think that's complaining. It's just telling people the truth, maybe. What else did you say? You need money to shoot. Oh, well, if no, you're not getting. Okay, like right now streaming. Okay, it's got the same internet that I'm using is that I use when I'm offline. I'm always online, So I for me, I don't think that I'm wasting time, to be really honest. Mark said, okay. CJ says, what's wrong with going on dates alone? I go out to eat by myself all the time. Ooh, that's an interesting question. Would you go out on a date by yourself? Because I feel like most people wouldn't. Me personally, I can go alone. Personally, I even right now, because I don't have friends where I'm at, if I need to if I feel like I just need to go I usually go and I sit and I just have a good time. But I feel like for most people it's like weird. Why are you alone? Real time says they get to watch a cool travel vlog of an Africa in Asia. Okay, so what would be the focus? When I go and record, so should I focus on, like, maybe being bullied because I'm black? Or what should be the focus? If what they get is seeing an African travel in Asia, what do they get in return by seeing that? Like, okay, do they get to see me being bullied because I'm black? Or what do they get in return because I can see? Joseph Njoroge says hi. Hi, Joseph Njoroge. Good to see you. How are you doing? Crisco Bushido says hi. Crisco says, in the Bible, they are the Gospels who wrote them. Do you speak Arabic? No. Do you eat pork? Yes. Why? Mark says, it isn't a date if you're on your own or with a ghost. Yes, it isn't a date. No, see, but okay, why did I bring up the whole thing about date? I said there's somebody here who is saying I traveled to China and record, and I was just I said, like, right now I'm not in the place to do it, okay? And then I think I think I don't know if it's he or she. I think he said that like they get to pay for you to go on this travel vlog, and what they get in return is see you travel in Asia. So that's why I was saying for me, I'm not like that, because even when I go on a date, I have to have my own money, to be really honest. Thomas, all the way from Germany. Good evening. Your hairstyle is very pretty. You look like a different woman. Really? You know what? With black women, that's what you get. You get a different version every day, or maybe every few weeks. Okay, but I hope I look the. I hope like you don't feel like like you are catfished. Real time says, why bring color into it? Not bringing color. It's just like, why do an African woman traveling in Asia, doesn't that suggest color already? You know, Asrian. Oh God! Obviously, she's from South Africa. Why won't she eat non-vegan? Ooh, I am not from South Africa. I am not from South Africa. I am Kenyan. Mark says, "Are you talking about circumcision on your first date?" Ah. Okay, are you okay? Maybe this should be a question, especially for African people. Like, you know what? Should I write that on this? No, I don't think so. Okay, should you talk about circumcision on your first date? Maybe if it means so much to you, you can't deal with somebody who is not. Maybe. Why are you answering for me? Okay. No, no, no. Are you talking about circumcision on your first date? Maybe if it's something that's huge for you, you have to talk about it, right? You have to realize, for people who date outside their culture, that's something that just comes naturally. Like, you have to talk about it. Otherwise, it's gonna come to bite you. Says, no, it doesn't suggest color. There are black people who are culturally Asian. It's about a cultural experience, nothing to do with color. Okay. I think you're educating me. Max says, your hair is black. Yes. Sit there says, you're connected. You are brown. I am not brown. I'm black. Oh, so you're saying this is what black is, and this is... No, I think it's different shades of black. George says, one boy, what do you know about circumcision? What do I know about circumcision? What should I answer when it comes to that? What I know about is something that is done in Kenya, like, especially in my community, is like a must. It's compulsory in my community. Everybody that I know, all my brothers, they have gone through it, so that's what I know about it. Real time says, people need to stop defending their life experiences by the color of their skin. Okay, but you can, I think, I don't know, but if you're having an experience on the, the thing is, we also need to we stop acting as if color does not exist, because it does. And it depends the quality of life, it depends the experiences you get. Steven Slatter, hi, spot on. Real time. How are you doing? Aspirin says, my bad, but Kenyan citizens eating only vegan is equal to lions surviving on grass and leaves. Okay. I think what he was talking about, maybe, Muslims do not, even Muslims in Kenya do not eat pork. So I think maybe that's what he's talking about. He wanted to see if I eat, pork is considered to be unholy in the Islam culture. No, you're not. I am not colorblind. No, you're not. Okay. How do we solve this? What color am I? Let's start there. Because Mark is saying that I'm brown. I said that I'm black. I'm not white. I'm pink like a worm. I don't know about that. Aspen says, far as I know, though you are from Kenya, your tone is Nigerian. Really? I don't think so. I don't think so. Real time says, you haven't had the experience. You are preparing to go into the experience with a racial lens rather than a cultural lens. I don't know if you can help it. Can you? Okay, I'm gonna change my mind and go with with the with the cultural lens. I don't know. I don't know, but I don't know. Okay, when you're traveling to a place, for example, I am Kenyan and I'm black. Okay, when I'm traveling to a place like Asia, should I go for the Okay, I am not going for the color. That's exactly. But what should I prepare myself for? Because I feel like you should be prepared for the worst in case you get a good experience. Then that's okay. Uh, you're a Muslim? No, I said the person who was asking if I eat pork. That could be the reason. Dama says, as a European, I cannot take a position on circumcision. Naturally, I condemn this interference with the person's natural state. Okay, and I think that's why I brought back the conversation, because yesterday, most people who were on the live stream wanted to talk about it. Okay, okay. Mark says not black. Okay. Mark, I am black. Okay. If you want to say that I am brown, that's okay, but I am black. Ashby says, sing your favorite Kenyan song for us. God, I don't know if I have a Kenyan song. And if I would, maybe I would have a Kikuyu one, so which means you guys will never understand anything. CJ says, so you don't eat pork? I said I eat pork, but Muslims do not eat pork. Muslims in Kenya do not eat pork. I am assuming that's the same for everyone. I eat pork, but honestly, like, okay, when I get pork out of a restaurant, it's okay. But whenever I come to cook it, I just feel like it smells bad. That's just me. So, on very rare occasions, will you find me cooking. Grab a mirror, you'll see. I can look at myself right now. This is, I love pork. I know it's wrong though. I don't think it's wrong, but I lived with, my roommates were Muslim. Even my best friend up to, I don't know if I still call people best friends anymore. I don't think so. But my best friend, so to say, she's Muslim, and I lived with her for years. Like, we were roommates. So I just stopped eating. Okay, I couldn't bring pork home because it's disrespectful to them. So that's how I just stopped eating it. I only eat it at restaurants. Even when I buy right now, even after we stopped living together, we moved apart, she got married and all of that, I still do not cook pork at home. I don't know. Okay. Why is... Okay, I think even in Christianity, it's wrong to eat pork for some people. Yeah. Real time says, you will always be treated differently as a tourist, for better or worse. If you go into the experience thinking with a racial lens, you will blame everything on your color. Maybe. Yeah. Maybe I'm gonna try not to, but I think I think as a black person, you gotta, sometimes you think about that, Max says, I eat anything and try anything. Okay, I have an adventure every day. Real time says, you can be treated differently for a number of reasons. Not everyone is because of color. Okay. Thank you. I think that's a good input, right? George says, pork conversation is sensitive, Wamboi. Be careful, please. Okay. Is it sensitive? I didn't know it was sensitive. Let me tell you something. I think right now we are at a point in this generation where I don't know if you can talk about anything. Whenever you talk about something, it's sensitive to a group of people, and I don't know. I honestly, I just find that, like, we are literally walking on eggshells. You can't talk about anything right now. If talking about pork is sensitive, I don't know what is not. Dama says, I don't even know what your chat is currently about, but I'll keep an eye on it. Okay, I think right now we are talking about eating pork. I don't know where that came from, and apparently it's a sensitive topic. You shouldn't talk about it. Yeah, my chat is wild, like, because I usually do not script this, so Abdi Aziz says, even Jesus didn't eat pork. Okay, thank you for that information. Mark says, brown. Oh, Mark says that I'm brown. Okay. Ashma says, for me, she's the benchmark of beauty, especially for the whole South Africa. I am not South African. I am Kenyan. You look like the singer. You ever heard of her? Let me look. I've never heard about her. Please dye your hair blue. Let me check. You should check her. Okay, let me check her picture and then maybe the music I'll check out later. Where should I look? Maybe I should look on this side. Oh, wow, she's really pretty. No way. I think you're just gassing me up. I think she's really pretty. Yeah, I think I just saw her. I think I like her. I think she's really pretty. CJ said you should check out her music. I think you would love her. I will. I just checked her out and I really like her. Give us your normal questions. Okay, honestly, like today, to be really honest, I was undoing my hair. I didn't have time for questions. Okay, bring up questions, guys, because okay. Let me I have a question. I think I only had 2 questions. I wanted us to talk about circumcision, but it seems like a sensitive topic for many people, so that's out. Then I have another question, so we will come back to that. But Marcel Powell says hi. Hi Powell, good to see you. Max says cream color bag green strip. Okay, I think I'm terrified. I don't want to dye my hair. My Paul says natural face looks good, pretty. Okay. Thank you. CJ, she makes you know you guys are gonna make me not to ever do my hair again because of the compliments. They're too much. She makes good music. Google with curly hair. Okay, let me Google that. Wow, I can see that. Okay, but I don't think my hair is naturally curly. Georgia says, Womboy, you have a whole book of questions so that when you showed us your book. Okay, oh, so you want those hair today, gone tomorrow. Okay, Is this your real hair? Yeah. Yep. Your hair is not brown. My hair is black. Wearing a wig. You know, stop being haters. This is my hair, my friends. I think those people who have watched me long enough know it's my hair. So I don't need to prove a point, my friends. Okay, let me type the next question because I think people who are here for questions are feeling like, where are the questions of what? You know, when I have a lot of questions, you guys usually act as if you don't want the questions. And then when I show up with no questions, it's like, where are the questions at? You know, you guys are so hard to understand. No, that today I don't have questions. You want the questions. When I come here with a bunch of them, you don't answer. Okay, anyway, let me type the question. Honestly, to be really honest, I have never worn a wig. And I'm not saying it's bad, but I have never worn a wig. I don't know how, if, I have never worn a wig, to be really honest. Rastajabu Somali says hi. CJ is laughing. Okay. Game over. Game over. Okay. Ooh, just compliment. It's not a wig, my friends. It's not a wig. If you want to come and touch. But no, I'm kidding. What does that mean with the EU? Oh, okay. What's a belief you had 5 years ago that you no longer agree with? Wow. Just okay. One boy, what people are you talking about? Be specific. Who are you talking about? Okay, I'm not talking about anyone. I'm talking about everybody. You're not the first person to ask about the questions, right? Richard. How are you doing, Richard? Good afternoon from sunny Ohio. Okay, how are you doing, Richard? Good to see you. Max says maybe. Oh, okay. You're reading my thing. It's written Queen. Okay, good evening in Africa, my friend. It's okay, maybe it's good night. Yeah, but how are you doing? Mira invited you, tell me. Oh, if you're reading this, it's Queen. I'm cool, enjoying some downtime at work. Okay. Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. What I believe you you had 5 years ago that you no longer agree with. I think mine is pretty much like something that you guess. Richard says it's 3:44 p.m. here and 88 degrees Fahrenheit. That is not so hot, is it? But I think it's hot because out here, I think it's the hottest it's ever been is like 80 degrees maybe. No, 70 something, maybe 72. Your hair looks amazing. Okay, I think the hair is stealing the show today, so we're not talking about anything else today. We have postponed talking about anything else apart from my hair. Thank you, Richard. Mark Shark says working. Okay. Richard says it's really humid in the hotness. Okay. So, sometimes I feel like I want to experience that. I want to experience summer and all of that. I think everybody thinks just because I am from Africa, I know how it feels like to be from a hot place. To be really honest, I've never lived in a hot place. Wow. Judge says, one boy, if you are the queen, where is the king? I guess the days queens are lonely. No, the queen is not lonely. No, the king stays behind the scenes, right? In fact, that has stood for 30 years. Okay. Oh, working. You don't believe in working. What I believe you had 5 years ago that you no longer agree with. Guys, answer the question so that we can stay on topic. What's a belief you had 5 years ago that you no longer agree with? I think for me is, okay, but if you don't work, will you eat? Like, even the Bible says if you don't work, you cannot eat. Why working? Me personally think I believe that I had 5 years ago is that life is so fair. I also thought that with education you have access to everything. I thought that education changes your life. It really does, but not in the ways that I thought. I was living in 5 years ago I was in university. So I was living in this bubble where I thought when I get out of school, people are gonna be waiting for me out here to hire me because, I believed that. To be really honest, I believed that up to the last day of my university days, just to come out here and to realize people will, just because you're a good person does not mean that you're going to have good experiences. So I got humbled real quick, especially after I graduated and I realized I might not get hired or I might not find a job, especially in this country. Okay. Okay, why? Okay. I guess I can see why it is, but you have to understand, for me, I've always craved of having a job. I've always wanted to, like, I have, there's even a time that I volunteered at a place for 6 months. I was working literally for free, no pay whatsoever, just so that they can feel mercy for me and hire me. But right now I just cannot, like, I can't volunteer. I'd rather volunteer into something like this, where if one day if it picks up, this is my work, because I was volunteering to work for somebody. And yeah. Richard says, how silly of someone to think that beautiful, healthy, shiny, and super soft looking natural hair for a wig. Shame on them. Okay, they don't want to see. They don't want to see anybody looking good, right? There's this thing that like black people's hair can't grow, so maybe I'm supposed to be an ex. But you guys are just gassing me up. To be really honest, I don't think my hair is all that good, but I gotta say, it's my real hair. This idiot saying your life is boring. You know what? Keep working. First of all, I have said this several times. If you don't enjoy my live stream, keep working. Like, I don't need your view. Like, it doesn't help me in any way. Yeah, so go to the next one. Bruh. You know, people's wow. Doma says 5 years ago the world was still more peaceful. Now there is armed unrest everywhere, even all around Kenya, the Congo, South Sudan. I know. You know? Yeah, oh God, 5 years ago, before the elections, in most countries, life was peaceful. You know? People from the US, what's a belief you had 5 years ago that you no longer agree with? I have somewhere that I'm going with that one. You're glowing. Thank you, Richard. Max says, come to London and I will give you a job. I don't think it's that easy. You just can't just pick up and go. You just cannot do that. Max says, oh, I have a question for you. Okay, ask the question. Okay, what's a belief you had 5 years ago that you no longer agree with? Okay, you know, I had the belief that this is in regards to Kenyan elections and all of that. I thought like people would reason when it comes to voting individuals into office. Okay, then we end up having this person who does not care, and people voted. Okay, people voted, and for those of us who didn't vote, that we were being told that we are not being nice, you know. Richard says, your live stream is not boring, your topics are awesome and relevant, your energy is radiant, shine on, my friend. Okay, I know. And you know what, sometimes I usually try topics. For example, when I started streaming today, what was the topic here? You can even look. I wrote, because I promised the people from yesterday's live stream we are going to continue with talking about circumcision. Okay, and then when I show up here, it depends with your responses. When I realize you guys don't want to talk about, then I shift this. So coming here and saying that is really unnecessary. The people who are here want to hear about what I'm talking about. So what's your star sign? Gemini. I was born in June. I was just joking. I like your stream. Oh God, I think you were saying that hoping that anybody would back you up, but okay, you realize these people. I think everybody who is in the live stream right now usually watch me like every day, so they are not even bored. They are. CJ says that the earth is flat and space is real. Ooh, what changed? The question is, what's a belief you had 5 years ago that you no longer agree with? Okay, what changed? What made you think that the earth is not flat? Okay, Richard. Okay, guys, welcome to the live stream. My good name is Womboy. You can also ask me a question. Yeah, so another one. Let me see another belief that I have. Wow. Yeah, and also to add to what Thomas was saying about the unrest that we are having in the world, it's not even African countries only. Everybody everywhere is fighting. You know, like 5 years ago, most countries were friends. Right now, most people are not. So there's a lot that have changed, but I think my innocence, 5 years ago, I think I had a lot of hope in the world. I thought everybody is a nice person. And all of that type of stuff. You know what? Mark says, is everybody kung fu fighting? Okay, not like, no, I don't think it's literally like that, but people are also fighting. Alan says, success only comes from working as many hours as possible. Wow. And somebody says that something that okay, Oh, so that's a belief that you had. Okay, what do you believe right now? I think most of you, I think now it's two of you are saying that. So you thought success only comes from working as many hours as possible. You know what? I still have that belief. Maybe mostly because I have never worked. Or, okay, I have worked, but I don't think I got what I deserved. For example, how I said that I volunteered for a long time. I don't think I got what I deserved. So, uh, thinking about it is like, I still think that, like, in any case, if I get a job that I'm putting in a lot of work, I'm like, maybe I'll get successful quickly. I don't know. It is just a lot of self-learning and observation. Okay, observations. Yeah. Also, something else that have changed for me. 5 years ago, I was really just how do I say this without offending you, some of you guys who are really sensitive. I think 5 years ago, I was just a believer when it comes to me being Christian. I was a believer without questioning. But right now, I am a believer, okay? But I question. Now, I think that has also changed. I used to go to church when they say that I need to, this is what the church needs, this is what the pastor needs. I used to follow without thinking twice. But I think right now I have become more, um, what is the word? I don't know if you guys understand what I'm saying, but it's like I was told that you shouldn't question if you believe in something, but right now I do question. So I think that's another thing that have changed for me. Mark says, not true, because who knows what tomorrow brings. Okay. You're saying not true to success only comes from working as many hours as possible. Ooh. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what brings success. But I definitely know it's not working hard, because if it's working hard, for example, like me, I'm from the farm, like I from the village, okay? We work really hard, okay? We really work hard, like everything that we have, we literally have worked for it, like we put in so many hours into our farm work. So I don't think hard work. Also, that's something else, okay? I think hard work changes your life, or hard work gives you opportunity. I don't think so, because if it's hard work, then I think we've done so much hard work. Okay, I understand that your hair is as wild as Africa. Oh, what does that mean, that my hair is as wild as Africa? What does that mean, that my hair is as wild as Africa? Uh, I don't know. I don't think I would say. Um, okay, you know what? Let me also type that question. I would like to put it on the screen, but so is hard work the only way to success? George says you can work and have enough for the rest of your life. It's work smart is what counts. Okay, so work smart, not work hard. Okay, and I grew up knowing that we need to work hard, even in school. I think I was not working smart in school. I was working hard. Me personally, like, I used to like spend the whole night reading. I would maybe sleep at like let's say 2 a.m. and then I would wake up by 6. That's how hard I was working even in school. And guys, let me know the quality of I think I have changed the internet right now. It have switched from my phone to whatever the internet thing. You can work. You can work and have enough for the rest of your life. So okay, it's about working hard. There, do nothing, and I will send money, including others. Ooh. Okay, sit there and do nothing, my friend. I think you're misled. Okay, sit there and do nothing. Oh, I don't think that's an option, really. let me tell you, I feel like when it comes to, and when it comes to what do I think, uh, when it comes to wives being provided for by their husbands, exclusively being provided for exclusively, okay? And then you just stay at home, your man provides for you, he brings everything that you need. I think that's all right. But you know what? Free things come with a lot of disrespect. That's something that I also believe in. So maybe that's from my experiences, or what I've seen with women around me. But I feel like free things come with a lot of disrespect. I will sleep when I am dead. What's going on in here? A lot of things, but basically, what I believe you had 5 years ago that you no longer agree with. Mark says, I'm not your husband. And I know. Okay, I know what you're talking about, but the thing is like, you can't just sit around and do that thing, really. You have to think, like, what will you do? You're brown, I'm pink. I'm black, you're white. Judge says, if you work hard, you remain poor. If you work hard, you remain poor. People think waking up at 5 a.m. is working hard. Yeah. I had that same thought that, like, working, yeah. So how can we work smart? Let's ask that question. Okay, what's working hard, to be really honest? Because I think people who work smart are the ones who are telling us, work hard, but they are working smart. Okay, what's working hard? What's working smart, really? I'm 100% not white. What are you? Okay. Can somebody tell me how the quality of the live stream is? I honestly need to change my internet provider. Okay, sit there, dude. Okay, I think it's fine, right? Okay, what's working hard? Okay, Eve Stuart, you did ask what's going on in here. We are literally having a lot of conversations. What I believe you had 5 years ago that you no longer agree with. Somebody says working hard. So that's where we are at. Wow. Another belief that I had 5 years ago is like, okay, Mark says, Alaska crab fisherman. Okay, what does that mean? Oh, what does that? Oh, you okay, you're answering to what's working hard, okay? CJ says the quality is pretty good, thank you. Mark says oil rig construction, not live streaming. Joking. Okay, live streaming is not working hard. I know. Okay, let me tell you my version of working hard, okay? My version of working hard, okay? Waking up very early in the morning, cooking, cleaning. Okay, wake up very early in the morning, milk the cows. Okay, I'm gonna tell you what working hard is like in my village or in my home. Wake up early in the morning, milk the cows, and then what happens after milking the cows? Take the sheep out for them to graze, then come back, clean the dishes, cook breakfast, and then what else? You hand wash your clothes. Do you know, guys? We hand wash our clothes. Like, we don't have wash. You hand wash your clothes. Hey, you guys are gonna like it when I start like recording my what's hard work, okay? And then you go from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. you dig the land. Digging, serious digging. We're not talking about joking. Serious digging. Judge says working smart is putting your priorities in order and knowing your clientele. Okay. CJ says, I rarely work hard. I hide all day at work and sleep when I can. Are you at work right now? Are you at work? Wow. Let me tell you, but also at work, I feel like, when you're at work, you really have to be really smart. Otherwise, you will end up doing most of the work. You need to be hiding. But are you at work right now? Mark says they are chores, not work. Okay, tell me, what is chore about digging a land? As a woman, what is chore? Okay, I can't wait until I'm able to like record for you our daily activities, and I will not sugarcoat. Like, I'll just show you guys whatever we do during the day. Okay, 1 p.m. you come back home, you have lunch, and then what else? You go to look for grass for the cows. We have 0 grazing cows, so you go out there, you look for grass, and then bring it to them. People think that off-grid lifestyle or village lifestyle is all about sitting around having a good time. I don't think so. Work smart, not hard, fellas. Okay. I hope you don't get caught. I hope you don't get caught when you're sleeping. Mark says washing your husband's pants is not work. Who said is your husband's pants? First of all, like that if I have a husband, he have to buy a washing machine, to be really honest. I'm not doing that by hand. That's a new class or whatever that I have going on. But what we do at our home, or what my mom had to do, is clean everybody's clothes by hand. You know, your husband who is out there doing manual labor, working with the mud, and then you're cleaning that by your hands. So CJ says, I'm definitely not. I work that shift 4 days out of the week. Okay, that shift, what does that mean? I don't know what that means. Maybe that makes me silly. I don't know. Mark says, I see who built the chicken coop, not you. Brothers work, you got hair done. Okay, I think you got that part right also. Like, okay, even, yeah. So what we usually do, I think there's something that when it comes to lifting heavy things, fetching water from the borehole, you know, we have that thing where you pull the water from the borehole like this. Mostly they do it, but even I am the only girl in our house, so mostly they do it because they want to spoil me. But that does not mean that I don't do the hard work. I do. 7 p.m. to 5 a.m. is called graveyard shift. Oh, okay. Thank you for the information. 7 p.m. to 5 a.m. So all during the day, you should be sleeping during the day. Then that's why you can hide. If it's 7 p.m. to 5 a.m., it's like you can close your eyes. Wow. And now you have to adjust your sleeping schedule, right? Okay. George says you can open your business at 6 a.m. Then your clientele start coming at 3 p.m. Wamboi. That is a foolish business owner. Okay, so you should open at 3 p.m. and maybe you close later on. Okay, I don't know. I feel like, to be really honest, I feel like most out here we are just taught about hard work, to be really honest. Okay, and I'm not saying that somebody should be teaching us what is hard work and what is smart work. All I'm saying is you go through a school system thinking that you're supposed to be working hard. Not really. 4 or 5 hours, I'm fully regenerated again. Wow. 4 or 5 hours. Let me tell you, I usually sleep these days, especially because I've started slimming out. Because I have started streaming late at night, because I find, you know, I get a lot of people when I stream like this hour. Oh, so I sleep like these days I'm sleeping at 2 a.m. But guess what time I wake up? I wake up at 11. And then I have breakfast. And then I write questions for the next live stream, which I do at 3 p.m. So let's count. 2 a.m., 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I sleep for 9 hours. 9 hours. Max is bye for now. Crazy hair lady. Crazy hair lady. Okay. Yeah, so I kind of like sleep for 9 hours. So I don't know if I can handle sleeping for those few hours. Work hard, stream 24 hours, take your phone everywhere with you anyway. Stream 24 hours. Oh, I think I've already done that some time back, but I think it was worth it. Okay. George says hard work is getting tired for nothing. Working smart gives you time to do your personal duties. Okay. Oh, okay. But I feel like so that you can be able to eventually work smart, you kind of have to work hard at some point. I don't know. That's my theory. Okay. You kind of have to work hard at some point. I don't know. Maybe it's just yeah. Also, it depends with where you are coming from because out here it seems like okay, unless you start adult business. To be really honest, okay, what else can you do that's really easy? Try and try again. That's the point. Hit tomorrow 4 and her hits. Okay, that's the point right there. Um. Okay. Okay. No, I think the next one is literally unpopular, but let's see. Oh, not unspoken rules. I don't want Mark. Okay, it's Diddy Monsis. Give us slow that 360. No, I don't do that. Mark says, "Dear me, if you want free money." No, I don't think I want. I want your free money, Mark. Um. Okay, and I know you guys literally are usually joking when somebody comes here and say, "Give us 360," but it's usually like, why would you say stuff like that? Like, God. Okay, unspoken fear of becoming exactly like our parents. I think this one is literally okay. To be really honest, sometimes okay, I gotta say this. I think my mother is a I think I look so much like her in real life, but also I think this thing of like I literally don't want to be like her. Okay, oh, I don't want to be the same to have the same experiences like her. Okay, so there's this unspoken fear of becoming exactly like our parents. Okay, so so the thing is, I don't know where I'm heading with this, or maybe I'm mostly asking, is it literally normal to like have this fear of like wanting to, you don't want to be like become like your parents, not because that they are failures, but it's just because you just want something completely different for yourself. um George says, one boy, let me give you an example of people who work smart. Example, politicians. Yeah. Yeah. But at some point, they work hard and then eventually they work smart. You know, when they're doing the dirty work of like looking for the money for the campaigns and all of that, that's when they work hard. But then after that, after they get the position, now from there on, I feel like they pretty much work smart from there on. I just had to say us grow or my life grow your life grow. Oh, what does that mean? Okay, guys, welcome to the live stream. My good name is Womboy. Okay, unspoken fear of becoming exactly like our parents. I don't know what the question is supposed to be, but let me rephrase that. Okay, wow. Typing is not the best thing that I know how to do. This hair is getting inside my eyes. Working hard versus working smart. Working, I think also Bitcoin, guy, I don't know if you can say that, or trading is one of the ways of working smart. Trading. Mm-hmm. Oh, guys, don't worry. I'm trying to rephrase the thing. Okay. Richard says, I believe that I heard 5 years ago that I do not believe today is that we live on a globe. I'm learning and researching that in fact we live in a firmament, an enclosed dome, if you will. Oh my god, I think you said that, and this, I think CJ was saying that, like, that the earth is not flat. Wow. So which means all these things are made up. Then who said that the world is a globe? Like, we live in a globe. We live on a globe, okay? And how are they able to even see that? Like, how are they even able to see? Honestly, most of the things that we are told, to be really honest, these days, you gotta question them. Another topic for another day, okay? You know what? That's it right there. I think this is a good discussion for another day, because I think this is something that people are having so much interest on. Like, yeah, wow. Ooh. Eh, eh. What's your favorite way to spend time unplugged? Okay. Wow. I think there's a lot of questions to learn when it comes to, like, how the, what was the question again? I just typed it. What's your favorite way to spend time unplugged? Okay, guys, welcome to the live stream. My good name is Wamboy. Thank you so much for being here. So we basically usually have any topic that people ask, or, like, I think about, like, so what's your favorite, okay, what's your favorite way to spend time unplugged, okay, without electricity, you know, or most of you are not, have never been unplugged, okay? Have you ever been in a place without electricity? You're not connected to the internet, you know. My favorite way to spend time unplugged, to be really honest, right now, I grew up without electricity when I was little, but right now we have electricity even in my village. Okay, so growing up, I think there was a lot of things that you could do unplugged or unconnected. Uh, Maybe go outside or sit around and have stories. Right now, I don't think we can be able to do that. Really, can you be able to spend time unplugged? To be really honest, when I lose electricity here for like 30 minutes, I am usually losing it. I'm like, why are they doing that? Like, why don't we have electricity? Okay, can we live a life unplugged? Can you imagine if we lost electricity and electricity did not exist anymore? How would that be like? You know? What? What? Wow. Okay, I need to eat something if you're going to continue streaming. I don't know. I start feeling shy when I'm eating on the live stream. I'm like, oh, maybe I shouldn't. Maybe you guys are looking at how I chew. But you know what? Deal with it. Wow. You're really hungry. The way you're biting is unbelievable. Really? That did not help. Okay. What's your favorite way to spend time unplugged? My favorite way to spend, honestly, right now, to be really honest, is very hard to go unplugged. Like, how can you even do that? But I think if not, favorite way to spend time unplugged is like inside the forest, near the river, just sitting there and just watching it. Okay, or like let's say it's raining, I'm outside, I'm standing in the rain. Those are things that you do in the village. So maybe that's a favorite one. But I gotta tell you, I think we are getting addicted to things like electricity, we are getting addicted to internet. Can you imagine a world without internet? What would we do? Okay. Yeah, so that's hard. That's literally a hard one. What would we do in such a world? Okay. Okay, next one. Ah, George says, make sure you don't get choked live. I can't be able to help you, boy. What you love is the smell smell of rain. Ooh, okay. I don't think I can get choked. There's no meat in my food. Uh, most of the days I am vegan, but to be really honest, what comes naturally to me is like eating food without meat is really, so getting choked is not an option. What do people mean when they say Western beauty standards? Okay, and especially if you are familiar with the Western world in the beauty standards, so let's go. It's your time to shine. European beauty standards, Western beauty standards. Let's replace that. What do you mean it's our time to shine? Oh, Western beauty standards. Western beauty standards. For example, I think one of them is being skinny. Being skinny is a Western beauty standard, for example. Okay. But I feel like it's really unfair for Africans, or like, let me just say about black people. I feel like black women are meant to be curvaceous and thick, and okay, I'm not going to say huge, I'm not going to say that, but I'm just gonna say I think African women are meant to be big, huge, and all of that. So when we bring the Western beauty standard about being skinny in Africa, it's literally unrealistic, okay? Very unrealistic. Like, African women are meant to be curvaceous. Or what do you guys think? Or maybe that's my observation when it comes to Kenyans. But right now some of us are not even eating 3 meals a day just so that we can retain our skinniness. Lord. Especially for us who are in the Western dating scene, you have to maintain this small look, or like you have to maintain you looking really small and stuff. Okay, for me, I don't think it's a hard one. I have never been a huge person, okay? I've always been small. But I think right now, yeah, it's literally you need to retain your skinniness. Otherwise, I don't think if you're good enough. So that's one of the beauty standards I'm saying. Another one is having a small nose. Africans, we're supposed to have huge noses, right? Okay. So some of the beauty standards, I feel like when we take a beauty standard that's supposed to be for a group of people, or that's how a group of people look like naturally, I feel like it ends up looking like, okay, this is kind of like a mistake, Wow. What am I looking at? Okay. Western beauty standards. Let me first focus on eating, my friends. Skinny is laziness. Why refuse to eat and starve yourself? Okay, it's not starving yourself. You're trying to maintain. That's what men want, right? That's what men want. Men want skinny women. If you're not skinny, it's like you need to go to the gym or stuff like that. I keep thinking, did our forefathers? I don't think our people who came before us used to go to the gym. Okay, we have to keep adapting or like changing according to the needs of the society and all of that. But at the same time, Women get it wrong. Men don't know what they want. Some know, some know. Like for example, like my partner does not want a fat person. Yeah, it's literally like a thing. To be really honest, it's literally like a thing. But I feel like this is mostly in the Western world. Oh, maybe even African men do not want that. You know, like you want somebody that you can be able to lift up and stuff. But I don't know. Or maybe, you know, maybe being skinny is like a beauty standard or a qualification, you know. Wow. Skinny is sickness. Be skinny, I must leave you. Wow. Skinny is a sickness. It's not. It's not. For example, like me, I'm not okay, I wouldn't say that I am pencil skinny, but I'm not thick, right? But I don't think that I'm sick. Okay, honestly, it's literally a beauty standard. Okay, what is beauty standard according to you? Like what is something that you look for, or you guys look for in women? Okay, because I think right now skinny is literally a beauty standard, to be really honest. Or maybe it's amongst the young generation. I don't know, but I think it's something that's going on. Yeah, I don't want a fat lady. So it's a thing. Something that's going on. Where is the lip balm? You must be sick. Why eat? Where does the food go? Where does the food go? I think what happens with skinny people is like you have a fast metabolism. So the food just pretty much gets digested. And the fact that you don't have stored fats, whenever I eat, like for example, I think for me, if I skip a meal, I feel like I want to fall down. Because for people who do not have stored fats, is like the moment you don't eat, then you don't have stored fat, you know. So it's like you just have fast metabolism, like the way you just ate, like digested, done. Yeah. Okay, guys, welcome to the live stream. My good name is Omboy. Let me know how you're doing. Where are you watching me from? Yes, let's just hang out. For me, I like to have a thing like a hangout, something that I call a hangout. I don't want you to be like, it's not okay. It's professional, but it's not professional. At the same time, we can ask, we can joke around, we can have questions, and all of that. So let me know, what do people mean when they say Western beauty standards? And Georges is letting me know that like men do not want skinny women. I thought that men are looking for skinny women, just to be told that that's not what they are looking for. Being fat in society is well. Being thin is poverty. Oh, but you must come from the African society, right? Okay, guys, tell me what's the beauty standard from where you are at. Okay, I know here in Kenya, for example, women with big butts. Okay, it's literally a thing. Like you're considered to be like uh here when you're thin is like nobody wants you. But for us who are thin, we are literally hotcake in the Western market. Yeah, we are literally a hotcake in the Western market. But when it comes to African men or like maybe something with black people where they want for you to be huge. Okay, but in Africa, actually, you know what? I wish we started talking about this before the, before some people who I know are American and they think being fat is bad. Here in Africa, being fat is a measure of your economic status. Let me write that on the screen. I think that's really funny. Oh my god, that thing okay, in African society, being fat is a measure of wealth. The fatter you are, the more respectable you will be to the society. Yeah. So that's what it is. Let me know. What does being skinny in your society mean? What does being fat mean? Like for example, being skinny shows that like you're struggling in life. That's what being skinny means out here. So yes. Okay, let me write that on this. I think this is really funny for people who come from the Western society. Where is this thing refusing? Now I have to make it disappear. Ah, I don't like lifting the laptop. It's really heavy. Let me type that. Maybe for those people who are going to be watching backs. Okay, being fat is a measure of wealth in African society. The huger you are, the bigger you are, the better. You know. Uh, yeah. Unfortunately, okay, let me tell you, there's even a point where like you are like you're just eating just for the sake you can have a you can have a huge body and people can find you attractive. Oh my god. Ah, we have been through a lot. Wow. Okay guys, welcome welcome to the live stream. uh Being slim, being fat, I don't know. Ooh. France versus, what is this team? France versus Morocco. Ooh, 11 p.m. Thursday, 11 p.m. tomorrow. focus. 86 degrees Fahrenheit. Venue, Boston Stadium. Live stream. Okay, wow. France versus Morocco. I think Morocco will win. I don't know. Okay, guys, welcome to the live stream. Let me know some of the Western beauty standards. I'm just here staring at the game. France versus Morocco will be played tomorrow. France team. Oh my God, let me see the France team. Acho Ameni says injuries. Mduram, doubtful. Morocco no injured report. Oh wow. Yeah. I think tomorrow I'll watch the game. 11 France versus Morocco. Shots on goals. Total shots. Seasons. Mbappe. Wow. Okay, guys, we are literally talking about the Western beauty standards. I was also talking about being huge in Africa is like a measure of success. Okay, it's literally a measure of success. So let me know some of the beauty standards from where you are at. Okay, now. La 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 la. Okay, this will be the last, I think almost the last question. Let me type it. You can keep telling me where you're watching me from. My good name is Wambui. You can also make a wild guess where I'm from. That's even a thing. What's one piece of advice that you've never forgotten? Wow, there's a lot. Okay, let me pin that. One piece of advice that you've never forgotten. It could be right now, it could be when you were younger. Karuhanga Collins. Hey Karuhanga Collins, good to see you. How are you doing? Welcome to the live stream. What's one piece of advice you've never forgotten? There's a lot of pieces of advice that I have never forgotten. Mine is, although I see your worth, I know mine too. That's the piece of advice that I've never forgotten. Another one is, healing is a process and wholeness is the destination. This a specific one that I'm looking for. Okay, let me type for you. This is the piece of advice. La, Guys, welcome to the live stream. My good name is Wamboy. What's a piece of advice that you've never forgotten? I'm about to type mine. Uh L33, my good friend. Welcome back here. You said, hey yo, first time seeing your hair, guys. So long and lovely, beautiful. Okay. Clock it. Today my hair have been stealing the show, my good friends. I think today you can't even hear what I'm saying because of my hair. Okay, but thank you so much. Thank you, thank you so much. You know, any hairstyle, even when I did the other hairstyle that I've had for like a month, all of you are saying, oh my god, your hair looks good, your hair looks good. I think anything looks good on me, really. I don't know. Okay, I'm typing. Okay, what's the best piece of advice that you've ever received? Okay, so that's the best advice that I've ever gotten. The goal in any sport is to finish with the best score. But it would be ridiculous to spend the whole game staring at the scoreboard. I think that's an advice that changed who I am. Okay, so the focus. Okay, what is the focus of a game? Okay, what is the purpose of doing a game? Okay, and remember, what's a piece of advice, the best piece of advice that you've ever received and you've never forgotten? So I said the goal in any sport is to finish with the best score, but it would be ridiculous to spend the whole game staring at the scoreboard. Okay, sometimes you need to, yeah, get your eyes off of the scoreboard, get to work. And then at the end of the game you're going to look at the scoreboard and you're going to be impressed, and that's what is going to make you happy. So that's something that I recently have been thinking about, not thinking about, I think that's one of the best advice that I've ever received. Another one, maybe when it comes to relationships, is healing is a process. No, 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 no. Although I see your world, I know mine too. Okay, I don't know if it's an advice or it's just something. Okay, L33 says there will always be someone lower than you and higher than you. Wow. Oh my god. Say that again. Because you know what? I don't know if it was yesterday. I was complaining about something. And then I don't know, I was scrolling and then I bumped into something that was really bad. And I said, oh my God, I am complaining about this thing while there's somebody else who does not even have the little that I have. Okay. I'm complaining about this. Okay, let's say I'm complaining about a childhood. Okay, maybe I'm complaining that I didn't have a good childhood. There's somebody else who is complaining that they never had a good childhood, but they never got their life back. So see, I see what you're saying. There will always be someone lower than you and higher than you. God. Okay, what's the best piece of advice that you've ever received? Oh, and you will never forget. Mine is, the goal is in any sport is to finish with the best score, but it would be ridiculous to spend the whole game staring at the scoreboard. Okay. So you gotta fall in love with the process of becoming. Okay. I think that's what the thing says, or my quote, or this quote says. You gotta fall in love with the process of becoming. Okay. You gotta fall in love with the process of scoring the goal, because if you do not, you're not going to enjoy the game, right? So maybe that was a life-changing one. So even when I'm doing things that I'm not seeing results right now, I just want to fall in love with the process, you know. Uh, yeah, yeah. Let me know what's a piece of advice that you've ever received that changed your life, okay? Okay, let me read this. When you fall in love with the process, for example, when it comes to sports, when you fall in love with the process of the game, or if when you just love gaming, or you like doing the football, you like playing football, okay? So when you're on that field, you're not even focusing on, okay, what rewards are we gonna get. You're mostly focused on the process. You're like, I'm enjoying this game, and then you're gonna be happy all through. Max is still going, yeah. Why? Yes, still going, still going. I like to do like 2 hours and above. So yeah, I think today sometimes I even do 4 hours, literally. Um, yeah, so still going. Okay, what's one piece of advice? How is your hair? Is okay? What do you mean? is is fluffy? Is fluffy? Tell me I'm pink. Why? You're pink. Why do you want to be pink so bad? I'm just wondering. I'm just wondering. Thank you. Oh, so that's a compliment. That's a compliment? I didn't know that's a compliment. Wow. I didn't know being pink is a compliment. Now I know. Yeah, I think I'm gonna learn a lot when I'm over here. Okay, you know what? I think we still have like 10 minutes. I'm going to end it at 2 hours. We're going to stop streaming at 2 hours. Tomorrow, hopefully, I will not have a lot on my plate because my hair is undone. So tomorrow I'm going to stream 2 times. A piece of advice: there's plenty more fish in the sea. When it comes to relationship or what? Don't live for others. Do not live for others. No. Oh, when it comes to does it apply to everything? There's plenty more fish in the sea. Wow. I think that's a good one, especially when you feel like you hit the rock bottom, or like that's the only in general. Okay, I can see that. But let me tell you, when you're going through a situation with people, sometimes I don't think when you're in the moment you think about like there's that. That's why when you see when people are going through like breakups or whatever, maybe you just lost a job that you love, okay, you just think that you can never have anything else. Is it not hot there? No, it's not. It's 63 degrees Fahrenheit. So I don't know how, my phone says the temperatures in degrees Celsius. Clothes and blanket. Yeah, it's cold. 63 degrees Fahrenheit. James Muller. Is it Muller or Muller? Says hello. Which language is that? Oh, I think you typed HLOO. Yeah, it's literally cold. Cold in Africa. Yes, you guys were told some stereotypes and myths about Africa. That is hot, you know. Yeah. So Africa is not all hot and jungle and stuff. There's way more to that. Ooh, Tony, you typed Jambo. You know how to speak Swahili. Jambo. Good to see you. James Wula says, how are you, dude? I'm good, dude. How are you? Mrs. Oh, guys, like the live stream. Cold in Africa. Hot here. I wish I was. You wish you were a bird. Okay. You wish you were a bird. Oh, yeah. People think that Africa is all hot and stuff. First of all, the type of heat that some of you have experienced, I have never experienced. The only time that I've ever experienced heat was in Mombasa, which is in the coast of Kenya, and there's another place called Kisumu. It was really hot. Penguin. How do you say that? James Muller says fine. Tony says, how are you doing? You look a little tired. I know. I think I am. I think I am tired. I think I need to rest. But I'm doing great. How have you been? I think it's been a minute before I saw you on the live stream, Tony. Mark says, when you type that, the font translates to, my font translated to he was. I think you said my name. Okay. James says, you look pretty. Thank you. Where are you watching me from, James? Tony says, love the hair though. Okay. I think everybody loves the hair, right? Thank you. Maybe this should be my signature look now. I said the other hairstyle that I had would be the signature look. We'll see how this lasts. I think I don't like natural hair because it's literally... Okay, I don't want to say that black people's hair is difficult to maintain, but all I can say is not easy. So when you sleep, you wake up, you have your hair like tangled and stuff. Yeah. So, Tony, what's a piece of advice that you've never forgotten? A piece of advice that you've received that you've never forgotten? It's daytime for you guys, but out here it's 11:56. These days I can rarely be able to sleep before it's late. Africa. Yeah. Reacting to Mark. Mark saying cold in Africa, like surprised. You would be surprised. I think there's a lot of stereotypes when it comes to the temperatures in Africa. But honestly, for me, I have never experienced the type of hot that people talk about. So, okay, we are gonna end the live stream in like 5 minutes, guys. Tony says, wow, the best advice that you've ever received: don't sleep with a girl you don't really like. I don't know why it stuck with me and why it popped in my head. But you know what? Even I think I've also heard don't sleep with a guy you don't like, because when you end up with some results, you want to know that you can handle that. Because I feel like that's why people feel like you feel resentful to the mother of your child or like the father of your child, because you know what, you just didn't like them, you were just there. I don't know. I like Lady Smith Black Mambaza, I don't know, or Paul Simon, or is it Simon? Oh, that's Simon, that's not Simon. VP. Okay. Poor sana, once upon a time the end, once upon a time the beginning. Yeah, when it comes to when it comes to being out there having some fun and all of that, you gotta be sure. Tony says another advice would probably be the usual: work hard early so you can have the chance to rest later. Will you? I think I wish you joined the conversation like 30 minutes ago. That's what we were talking about. What's working hard and what's working smart. Okay, because most of us, we just work hard, but does that prepare you for a soft life later on? Does that set you up for a good life later on? does, working hard, does it guarantee anything really? Because if it's working hard, for example, my parents have worked hard. If there are people that I know are hard workers, is my parents. I have seen my mother work hard, I've seen my dad work hard, but what does it guarantee? A hard life? you know uh Maybe back in the day hard work was working, but in this society I don't think hard work is working. It's about who do you know. If you know people who can connect you to opportunities, who are your friends, where does your father work at, like who do you know? Yeah, I don't know if I don't know, maybe maybe out there in the Western world, or maybe North America, in Europe. I don't know. I don't think hard work is the thing anymore, really. Queen, 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 queen. Okay. Guys, let me know the the best advice you've ever received, or something that somebody told you that stuck with you. If I was to tell you mine, there's a lot of them. For example, this one I think I wrote. I don't know. It must have been in April 2025. I wrote, "Don't take your life for granted. It will be ugly before it gets beautiful." It will be ugly before it gets beautiful. Tony says it could mean reading, learning different skills, just overall personal growth and reaching your true potential. Okay, trying different. Yeah. Okay, I think that's smart. Because I think we need to define working hard and working smart. But because I feel like most of us, especially, I'm talking about maybe Black people or Africans, we work hard. Okay, but does hard work guarantee success? Does hard work guarantee a good life? I don't think so. Um, yeah, yeah, but I feel like I'm also with you on that one. Like, you see the thing that you think is cringe, just do it. Okay, just do it. Whatever that is, just do it. I don't know. Let's try different things because we are at that stage of trying. Yeah, another one for me was, although I see your worth, I know mine too. I think I must have written this one when I was going through a hard time, or like I was having a rough patch in a relationship. That's the only reason I would write that. Although I see your worth, I know mine too. Although I see your worth, I know mine too, which means I'm not gonna chase you. So he says, but the ultimate goal is true peace. If I achieve that while maintaining my core values, then yeah. And you know what? That's what it is right there. But right now, sometimes you gotta forgo those values. But I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. For most people, it's like you gotta put your values aside so you can achieve the dreams. But if you can do it without maybe not breaking your rules, maybe by, yeah. I'm reading from my diary. There's so many things that I've written here. Like, I gotta love myself first. What was I going through? I gotta love myself first. And then I wrote, I'm locked in. Where was I locked in? Wow. Yeah, I don't know if you guys are like me who I write almost every thought that I have. Tony says my core value is really just not being a sellout. Okay. Just by, oh wow. So others, you can break the others. There are people who have core values like there are people who literally have core values that are deep, You know what I'm saying? But yeah. I think there's something that we used to say with my friends in campus, like our parents did have their values and stuff like that. Where did that take them? Okay. And I'm not saying that I don't support values or I don't have values. All I'm saying is I think having values is not easy and it's not for everybody, especially right now. Okay. Wow. Let me look at something that's interesting that I can read before we end the live stream. There's a lot of things that I write. Like I wrote, growing old is mandatory. Growing up is optional. Okay, so maybe that's the good one that's where to stop at. Growing old is mandatory. You're literally gonna grow old. Growing up is optional. Growing old is mandatory. Growing up is. Let me write that. But I don't think. Okay, maybe I can. Let me type that. Growing old is mandatory. Growing up is optional. Okay, Tony says, if I had a diary, that would be pretty interesting. I know I would laugh, cringe, get upset, just wave of emotions. I might not be ready for. You know what? Okay, let me be vulnerable with you guys. Let me read one page of my diary. Uh, let's see what I'm going to read. Let me tell you, when you read it back, when you read your diary back, it brings back a lot of feelings, how you felt in the moment. But see, when you get through something by writing it down and then you read back, but this sometimes I'm like, what if somebody reads? So these days sometimes I'll even have like secret codes that I write that mean something to me that do not mean something to someone else. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you gotta think about. Personally, I pour my heart into books. Okay, I pour my heart into books. Like I write my thoughts. Okay, so I think this will be the end of the live stream when I read this, and then we're gonna see each other tomorrow. Okay, that must have been maybe in November. November. Okay. This is something that I wrote when my friend, I think I told you guys when I first moved where I stay at, I moved here to be near to my friend, and then she moved away. So that specific night, I cried, and then I wrote, my best friend over here is moving away. I feel so crushed. Last night, I didn't sleep, wondering what I'm going to do when she's gone. But I realized that life is personal. we are on different paths. We might sometimes meet, but after that, everyone proceeds the journey until we get to the destination. Oh my God. It's only 2 months to the end of this year. It's been a good year for me. I have to be honest, I have enjoyed the time. I moved out to this place that I stay at, and I cannot be grateful enough. I know I'm going to make it. I know my dreams shall come true at the right time. That's me being vulnerable, guys. That specific day, okay, Tony, this specific day she moved away, I cried. Like, I moved here to be with her, and then she moved away. I cried. Let me look at another page. Seems to be pretty much interesting. Okay, about the YouTube channel, about this, I wrote something on November 2nd. I wrote, I think you shared this story, okay? Yeah, I cried, but those were my exact things that this I wrote that specific day, okay? Uh, so this one I wrote about the YouTube thing when I was just starting out or like trying to start. I'm learning some good editing skills, which is so amazing. I'm going to succeed in YouTube. I want to do this. I will do this. My dreams are going to come true. I'm going to make it. My future is bright. I don't know when my YouTube career is going to take off, but I really want it to take off. I want to achieve my dreams. Oh my god, who writes that? Then the next day I wrote, I recently started doing TikTok and I have to say, I really want to give, okay, I am so silly at writing my things and stuff. But when I read them back, all those emotions come back. Let me look at something else. My diaries, I used to have another one in Canvas like that. When you read my diary, you know who I am. Um, okay, I'm looking for the for another one. I don't like, okay. Okay, when I finished doing driving school, I wrote this. This was okay, but I will keep skipping the things that I don't want to share. Uh, Today I've woken up feeling grateful for the gift of life. Okay. This morning I realized I'm about to be well trained in terms of driving. Um, I have decided to break the limitations. I have a degree. So I think what I'm talking about is like, you know, in my family, especially in our household, I'm the only one who is well educated, to say the least. This year, February, I was the first one to fly. Ooh, I also flew. And I wrote that. And now I have applied for whatever. And I am doing driving. Oh, I am so grateful. I have moved out. Oh, I had recently also moved out. I have moved out and now I live in this place alone. Uh, I'm living one of my answered prayers. Wow. So see the how I write. I feel like so far this diary is very normal and TV. Let me tell you, you're not ready for this diary. Okay? You're not ready. It has so many personal things. I don't think you're ready for this diary. It's not TV ready. Only girl in the farm and the smartest. Yeah, yeah. So I wrote that, and I think I have another. Maybe I have another one that I've written personal stuff. Yeah, I write so much. I write so much. This one does not have a lot of stuff. Yeah. So so I write stuff like that. Okay. Let me see. I think I wrote something before my graduation. Before my graduation. Okay. I think I have had this diary for a long time. Wow. Okay, and see, I also write manifestation. So I wrote, I want to learn how to drive. Okay, I'm starting my master's degree. Imagine, I just wrote that, but of course I've not started the master's degree. But I am somebody who writes random stuff like that. Wow. Who gave you the idea to start writing in a diary? I'm curious. When I was in, I think no. Okay, I think maybe teachers in high school. But when I was in high school, I was going through a lot of things, okay? I went to a boarding school, and when I was in a boarding school, I didn't know how life at home was like. Like, I was afraid my mom was not happy. I was afraid that maybe she's being abused, you know. So, and I couldn't tell people where I couldn't tell people how I was feeling, okay? I couldn't tell people why I was so scared. I couldn't tell people why I was always crying, because I was like, you know, you're in a boarding school, you're not gonna see your mom for 3 months. You don't have a phone to call her. So the only way I could do without telling people what I'm going through is write. Like, I could write and I could cry, maybe. Yeah, so that's how I started writing. So a diary for me is like a way for me to express myself, or like to write how I really feel, because I feel like I can't tell anyone, you know. For those of you who have been oh, why am I getting emotional? For people who've been brought up in like situations with domestic violence, I think people can relate. People, if you've ever been in a situation with domestic violence, I think you can relate. Yeah, you go through this rough part, like you can't tell anyone what's going on because you don't want people to think about you that way. Right now I'm a grown up, and I think the reason I talk about this is because people don't want me to talk about it, and that's exactly why I talk about it. Because I remember in high school I never told anyone where I came from. I never told anyone who I really was. um yeah, so the only way I could express how I felt is by writing. Levin Moses says hello. Hello, Levin. Good to see you. How are you doing? Yo, Tony. Okay, that's the only way. Imagine. Can you imagine? If you read I think I still have my diary from high school, but I don't think it's right here with me. But when you read it, it's deep. It's deep. Very deep. Like, yeah. So some of us, okay, you know, for example, I feel like having a diary is a good habit, but wow, so inspirational. Is it? Oh, it's so traumatic. I don't think it's inspiration. I think it's traumatic. Yeah. But I can see the part where it's inspirational, but it's traumatic. Okay, let me read this. I think this. Okay, let me read the part where. Okay, I wrote this. I'm writing this in the middle of the night. I'm in Eldoret. Eldoret is where I went to school at. Yeah, that's where I went to school at. And I slept, woke up. I slept. I think I was just gonna say that I didn't sleep. And I'm thinking about my life. I came to return my gown today, my graduation gown. And I feel good. The idea of going back to school to start my master's degree is starting to make sense. First of all, yesterday I got a check of Kenya shillings 8,000 for school fees, I think so. And that's a sign I should go back to school. My parents are willing to support me. I have a desire to start my master's this year. And I know it's possible. Like, who writes stuff like that? I wrote, I will go back to school. I don't know if I'll still go back to school, but yeah. Okay, Tony says sharing trauma is equals bravery is equals inspirational. Okay, I know there's so many people who've told me that I need to go to therapy. Okay, but for me the thing is, like, I don't think, okay, I know I might be traumatized, or like, but yeah, I just refuse to be silenced. Okay, I refuse to be silenced. Talking about things that somebody have been through does not make them hurt. It makes them human. Or what do you guys think? Okay, yeah, but I gotta tell you today I watched a guy. He was saying, I can only imagine he's a guy and I'm a female. Okay, he was talking about sharing about his experiences living with an abusive father and stuff, a dad who abused his mother, and when I think about it, I'm like, I exactly know, I know what they are talking about, but people are there telling him, oh, you're lying, go to therapy and stuff like that. The thing is, when you've never lived a reality, okay, Tony says, trust me, your diary is more ordinary than you think. But I feel like I also started filtering when I realized that people read other people's diaries. I started filtering, like I don't write everything how I feel. But when I was younger, I used to just write everything exactly how I feel, Yeah. So wow. Yeah, you guys, we do some trauma bonding here in this channel, so embrace yourself for that. Is it no, brace yourself, brace yourself for that. So anyway, so thank you guys for listening. I think you're gonna see each other tomorrow same time. And Tony, I don't think my diary is normal, but thank you for listening also, guys. So tomorrow I'm gonna do 2 live streams, one at 3 p.m. Kenyan time and the other one at, I don't know what time it is at your place, whatever this time is. So, but as far as you're subscribed, you can always tune in. And guys, keep supporting me by watching the videos, guys. It will really help out. I think we already knocked out the whole other part of 1,000 subscribers. It's all about the watch hours right now. Okay, I am willing to sacrifice my time and do long live streams, but you guys gotta also help me at some point. Yeah, I keep saying bye and I never leave. Are you guys like me? You say bye and then you never leave. I don't know. Maybe I'm creepy or something. Ah, yeah. Creepy. I'll ask Ruto to change Kenya time zone to Canadian time zone. Okay, so you can always catch me. But see, I think through the YouTube, I realized that when I go live late hours, actually these days, I don't know even why I want to end the live stream. Maybe because I don't have topics or I don't have questions. I have started sleeping at 2 a.m. Kenyan time, and I'm able to catch most people in Europe, US, and all of that. So I realized that most of my audience is live at night. So that kind of also helps. Ah, so are you working right now, Tony? What's the time in Canada right now? RDMC4 says, hey, I love the hair. I think that's the first thing for everyone today. Hey, I love the hair. Okay, thank you so much. You told me that you're from Papua New Guinea. Did I remember correctly? 5:22 p.m. Wow. So you are out of work right now. What time does work stop in Canada? I don't know. Pineapple is so sour. So sour for me. Oh, it's 5:22 p.m. and it's midnight. It's 12:22 a.m. here. Are we 10 hours apart? 10 hours. Yeah. I realize with most places is the time is usually almost similar when it comes to the minutes past. It's only the hours that are usually different. Wow. I was in class, but the usual work shift is 9 to 5 or 7 to 3 or 8 to 4. Oh, wow. Okay. 9 to 5, 7 to 3, 8 to 4. Wow. Okay. At least you guys have some labor laws going on out there. I think out here, maybe there's people who work at night. Okay, there's definitely is people who work. Burrito, so indeed you took my advice. No, it's not a burrito, it's a pineapple. Yeah, but you know what? There's another day that I made myself a burrito. But you were not on the live stream. Yeah. Okay, what are the ingredients for making a burrito? To see if I made a real one. Okay, now I'm just pushing it because I know even if I end the live stream right now, I'm not going to sleep. So, yep. Burrito. I'm going to post another burger that I made. Ground beef, cheese, lettuce, beans. Oh, so those are okay. You know what? Let me screenshot that. Or maybe I can write. Oh, you know what? I can also watch ground beef, cheese. Oh, let me write. I think writing a lot. I think I made one, but it didn't have cheese. First of all, cheese is something that we don't consume a lot here in Kenya. Like, we do not. There is, I'm not saying that there is not, there is, but we rarely. First of all, for me, even cheese does not taste good to me, to be really honest. I told you guys I also don't like pizza. So, okay. Okay, ground beef. Cheese, lettuce. When I make this, I'm going to post it. Beans. How do you include the beans? Oh, chicken guacamole corn. Okay. Chicken, I think I can do chicken guacamole. Chicken guacamole. Corn? I don't know if I can add corn, like, okay, but, okay. Okay. Tony says, what, not a fan of cheese? Like, it's not a thing, like, the first time that I ever ate something with cheese, and bear in mind we have cows, which means like we could literally even make cheese. The first time was as a grown up, I think, that I ever tasted how cheese tastes. Yeah, you know what? I think it was even as a grown up. That's the first time that I ever tasted how cheese. I was like, nah. Lozewald Pova says, "Are you from Kenya?" Yeah, I am. Tony says, black beans are the best for burritos in my opinion. Do you just pour them in, or what do you do? Do you fry them? How do you cook them so that they can be nice? Black beans. Oh, can't wait. I can't wait. Because like out here mostly we eat ugali, rice. That's the food mostly. First copy says, "Hey cute. Hey you, good to see you." Tony says, "When I went back to my country, I ate real authentic cheese and it tasted different, but I still kind of liked." Oh yeah, I think the American one is way different. Okay, real cheese from real. Okay, you know what? When I go to the farm, I'm going to make cheese from the cow's milk, so I can see if it's way different or like even if it tastes better. You know. Yeah. Okay, your country, are they huge with cheese or is it like Kenya? Like Kenya? No, like we just think cheese is like a foreigner's thing. Although people with money you consume it, but rarely. Okay, rarely. And I think I keep wondering why, because we have cows, we have milk. Yeah, we would rather have ugali, we would rather have fufu. What is the other one? Yams, cassava. Yeah, people are not huge on junk food out here. We absolutely love cows, just like Rwandese, South Sudan, etc. Oh, but you said you're from Burundi. Okay. Mm. Wow. Okay, are Burundi people Bantu? Okay, I don't know. Bantu. Okay, guys, welcome to the live stream. If you have not subscribed to the channel, can you subscribe? Also, guys, there's a lot of videos. Actually, the last week, guys, I posted, you guys have been asking for village videos, for my village videos. Okay, please watch typical African. Okay, let me check the title of the video so you guys can watch later on. A typical life in an African village. Watch that. I think that's a really nice one. Ordinary life in Africa. Kenyan beauty chaos. There's a lot that you can watch, guys. So make sure you catch up with that one. I am a poet. Okay. Oh, for sure. We were having a conversation, I think, yesterday with people from Nigeria and what else? Which else country? There was so many people here, South Africa and all of that. And I just realized that Europe and Africa. To Europe and Africa. We just realized that most people in the whole of Africa, it's either you're Bantu. Okay, most of us have different tribes. Okay, how do you say human in your language? For example, here in Kenya, in Swahili we say mtu. In Kikuyu we say mondo or mundu, umuntu. So when you see languages with such words, it seems like we are all Bantus. Also, yesterday I learned something also interesting in this live stream, that Europe and Asia is one continent. I thought that it's different continents, really. Yesterday I learned that Europe and Asia is one continent. It's only that they like to kind of like differentiate, but it's one landmass. I didn't know that Europe and Asia is one landmass. There's no ocean in between. Wow, that was a huge discovery yesterday. So yes. So I think we're going to end the live stream, guys. Now on a serious note. Exactly. Okay, yeah. So we're going to end the live stream. I think tomorrow I'm also going to we are going to have a topic about Africa when it comes to the things that we're gonna talk about. I'm gonna have a bunch of questions, so you guys, you better tune in tomorrow. So Tony and everybody else in the chat who is secretly or silently watching, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you guys for continuous support, especially people who always come back. You guys mean the world to me, and I know this dream is gonna come true because of you. Okay, so thank you for watching, and maybe until tomorrow, get some rest, Madam Wamboi. Okay, see you. See you in another live stream. Okay, bye bye.